So, dear student, uh, a cell, a mature animal cell looks like this. You could see the outermost membranous structure, plasma membrane, and inner to it, all the content is collectively known as protoplasm. Protoplasm in turn consists of nucleus plus cytoplasm, that is the matrix plus different cell organelles in case of either plant or animal cell. So this is the detailed structure of an animal cell. Likewise, you could see the structure of a plant cell, that how a plant cell looks like internally. Here you see this is the ultra structure of a plant cell. So when we talk about the plant cell, the outermost limiting boundary of the plant cell is your membranous structure, that is your plasma membrane, and in turn there is protoplasm inner to the outermost boundary of the cell, that is nucleus plus cytoplasm. Cytoplasm includes the matrix, granular substance, and different cell organelles like mitochondria and your Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, vacuoles, etc. So, outer to the, in case, what is the difference between the plant and animal cell? Outer to the plasma membrane, there is a cell wall, and that is a unique feature of the plant cell which is absent in case of animal cells. So being a student of the botany, always keep it in mind that when we will talk about the plant cell, that will always have the outermost boundary, that is known as cell wall. Now what is the function of the cell wall? We will study in detail in the coming sessions, that actually this gives the typical shape and rigidity to the plant. Inner to it is plasma membrane, and inner to it is rest of the mass of the cell, that is protoplasm. So internally a cell looks like this, and that cell could be discussed in detail via considering this flow chart, where a cell is having the outermost boundary, that is your cell wall, inner to it is plasma membrane, and inner to it is protoplasm. So cell wall is responsible for giving the shape and integrity to the plant cell, and the plasma membrane inner to the cell wall in case of plant cell also is the limiting boundary of the protoplasm. Inner to the plasma membrane we are having protoplasm, and that protoplasm could be divisible into the cytoplasm and nucleus. The cytoplasm in turn is having cytoplasmic matrix or cytosol, cell organelles, cell inclusions. That cell organelle may be further discussed under two subheads: membrane bound organelles like mitochondria, chloroplast, lysosome, microbodies, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, vacuole, or on the other hand, non-membranous organelles like ribosomes, centrioles, microtubules, microfilaments, basal bodies, intermediate filament, etc. So all these aspects could be grouped in the heading cytoplasm, where that is having cytosol, cell organelles, and cell inclusions. Cell inclusions are further of two types, that is vacuoles and ergastic substances. Coming back to the second major category of the protoplasm, that is nucleus. Nucleus could be divisible into nuclear membrane or karyotheca, that is the limiting boundary of the nucleus, periphery of the nucleus, chromatin network, nucleolus, nucleoplasm, or karyoplasm. Chromatin network, that is your, of course, nuclear membrane is the outermost boundary or karyotheca. Inner to it is a messy network like structure, that is chromatin network, and that is having the genetic material, that is your DNA, in different forms. Like it could be either in a packed structure that we know as chromosome, or it may be somewhat free depending on the different stages of the cell. Next to it is nucleolus, and then next to it is nucleoplasm or karyoplasm. So when we talk about the cell entirely, we have to consider all these aspects, that is from the cell wall up to the nucleolus and nucleolus, from the outermost to the centermost position, one by one. So in the next session we will start with the different cell organelles. Thank you.